Hello, everybody, and we are live. I'm Beth Weinstein. I'm here with my friend Guillaume. Hey, everybody who's watching, tell us you're here. Just click some hearts and say hi. Hey, Guillaume, welcome back. Everybody, I was just finding out Guillaume was in Ibiza last week, right? Or 2 weeks, or
2 days ago still, yes.
and then now he's in upstate New York, and then off to Peru literally tomorrow, right?
Friday, yeah, for 6 weeks. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. So tell people a little bit. Guillaume is a guest expert in my True Path Entrepreneur series, which is going on now. You can sign up on the link. There's probably a link in this post. If not, we'll add it. But Guillaume, tell people a little bit about you and what are you doing traveling all over the world and working at the same time or not working?
I'm working. It's not holidays, but yes, I'm a shamanic practitioner and I do healing work. I work with trauma. People have, trauma, emotional or physical. And that's what brings me to Peru, working with plant medicine, or here upstate New York at the sanctuary. So that's what I do in a very short way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I would actually love to talk about that. So, because I just came back from Peru. Gosh, it seems like eons ago, but I guess it was only a month and a half ago. So the work that you do with the plant medicines, and do you work with it in the US too, or?
Well, in the US, it's difficult because of the legality of it. So, very often that's why I bring groups to Peru, because then we can do it there,
Mhm.
and also we can work with local shamans that have been holding that tradition for a very long time. So I've trained with some of them.
Mm.
My teacher is there, but so I love to bring people there and experience the magic of those teachers, of those plant teachers, and also the magic of that beautiful country that is Peru.
So amazing, so beautiful. Yeah, so I've been 3 times down there to do this similar kind of work. Now, I would love to ask your opinion on this because I keep thinking of this and I keep telling people, but it's hard to talk about a little publicly because of legalities in the US. But how do you think the work, doing that deep work, especially down in Peru, I'm assuming you're there for at least 10 days or 9 days, right? Something like
Yeah,
that.
the retreat is 9 days, but I'm there for 6 weeks. I'm there longer because I'm going to spend a month with my teacher. Yeah.
Oh wow, it's amazing. Now, how has this journey with the medicines and in Peru? And I know when I go, it's a very isolating inward experience, a lot of time to meditate, a lot of time to just connect to the land and nature. But how has this helped you or a lot of the people you bring down there really hone in on, what they want to do next or what are they up to in their life? Like I have a friend who told me once, I don't want to go to Peru because I really like my job.
Yeah, it's fine.
Because everyone went quit when
Yeah,
they came back.
I don't think everybody has to go. At the end of the day, if you're happy and you're balanced and you are in a work of service to others and to this planet, yes, you have your place. But very often, we think we have a good job, but the question is also, what is it bringing to the community? What is it bringing to the planet? What is it bringing to my family? And I don't believe our mission is a selfish mission. I don't believe we're here to serve ourselves. I believe there's a greater purpose. And it's, my path is really a deep connection to nature, because if you look at nature, every tree or every plant or every animal has its place. There's a reason why that animal is there. And in the same way, as an individual, we have a place in nature and nature has a place for us. So the question is, what is that place? What is that place for me? What is my mission? What are my part of this big organism that is planet Earth? And what can I do in my life that can serve the greater collective?
Mm-hmm.
And yes, you can be in an office and working for a company, and that might serve the greater collective. I'm not saying you have to be living in Peru or living upstate New York in the woods like I do. There's different paths, and we're all unique. So it's very important to recognize that. But the question is, very often people don't feel completely fulfilled in their life, or sometimes it can take them 20 years in their career to realize that, because there's not this sense of greater purpose. So I'm really interested in that, and that's what usually brings people to this work, is say, well, I'm happy, but I feel I'm here for something else. There's something greater for me. And I truly believe we all have a great mission. And so it's important to, find out what it is and be curious about it and embody it at some point.
Yeah. No, I love talking about this because, like I said, this friend thinks that everyone goes there and comes back and quits their job. And I say, no, what it is, you go there and for me, at least my personal experience is it's more about deeper and deeper levels of alignment, awareness, very heart, like I always call it, it's just reminders of the truth, which is, I'm really just listening to my heart. And maybe 20 years ago, I wasn't able to listen to it as well, or I was too scared to actually take steps towards that direction. And is that what you find with a lot of people that go on this journey into, the shamanic realm, whether it's with plants or without plants? Are they, are people really just in this place of struggling to find the courage to go forward? Or, what do you find the biggest problems are?
There's definitely usually a struggle at some level, and we all have struggles in our life. Our life are never perfect. We're humans, but sometimes the suffering become intense, or we really feel that imbalance. And taking this journey, being called into this journey, is usually something that's been in the background for sometime a year or many years until we act on it. And, very often, I encourage people to not wait too much. And it doesn't mean you're going to quit your job. Maybe you're going to change the way you do your job. Maybe you're going to interact with your family differently. Maybe your healing is just about yourself and your body and your physical health. So there's many reasons to go. But for sure, unless we really embody that balance inside of us and that joy and that gratitude, it's really hard to create the world we want to create. I mean, if we look at the news, this past week, and I'm not watching the news, but I hear from my friends, the world in a pretty big suffering place, and it's pretty daunting out there. But the question is, are we going to act or not? Are we going to react or not? Are we going to get angry and separate even more from the people that we feel so different from? Are we going to find common ground? Are we going to be able to reach out? Are we going to open our hearts around people who act with violence, who act with pain? And realize that our mission is to reach out. Our mission is to be with others. But from that, from that big question also, how am I relating to myself? If I'm angry with myself, if I don't really like myself, if there's part of me that I'm ashamed of, it's going to be really hard to convince other people to not be afraid of someone else if we already don't like ourselves fully. So the work starts inward first, obviously. That's step one. But it's not a selfish work. It's a work for a greater service, for a bigger picture, I would say.
Yeah, that's so well said. It's so beautiful because, of course, I'm very much like you. Like, I don't listen to the news, I don't watch the news, but of course I hear everything that's happening, and you hear about this. And then, even I live in a really amazing upstate community with tons of spiritual people, probably like where you are. And I still hear people, after what happened, getting really angry. And there was actually someone, I butted right into their conversations. They were saying like, well, now there's going to be, an uprising and all the people, and they were just starting to get even more angry and more, like you said, more separation. And I actually said, look, like, I give my 2 cents because I can't help it. But, I was like, look, there's a different approach to this, right? It's like, because if we start fighting against each other, kind of like, your own self-judgment, your own self-hate, then it's actually going to create more of this. And this is actually where things go the wrong direction. And really this work that we do on ourselves, and that, you're helping people do, and I'm helping people do, and that we're all doing individually, this is the number one thing you could start doing, because then you start to see the clarity of, I can't even hate, like, honestly, like it's very hard to say this publicly, but I don't hate Trump, right? Like, I don't love him. I don't think he's a great, but I take a different approach on, okay, well, where's the future that I want to go? I want to go towards, unity and peace and creating, a better planet. And it's not going to happen by just hating and getting angrier. So this work that you do, I know you do a lot of shamanic healing, the Reiki, you're just in Ibiza doing the breath work. Is that what this is all about? And I know you help train people. Like, do you teach this in some of the training that you do about like what this is all for, and the importance of doing your own self-work?
Yeah, I mean, it's obviously partially for my self-work. To me, it's important to continue diving in and see what's there and what do I need to heal, because it keeps me grounded and keeps me connected to the people I work with, and I think it's very important. But definitely, yes, I think, some people might just reach out for that work for just a very specific problem because they're sick, or, there's something emotionally going on with them. Or they might reach out for a greater purpose. They might reach out because they want to learn and they're interested in the shamanic path. So I have a school here, and I have a lot of students every year that come because they are interested to really connect more to this ancient wisdom. But I would say the majority of people I work with are more people that are punctually coming for a week, a month, or a few months, sometime, to work deeply on an issue, get it resolved, to be able to move forward and not carry that weight inside of them anymore.
That's so beautiful. Now, I know you've studied a lot. I'm just curious your personal opinion, or your feelings on this. Do you have one modality that you like the best, or that you think works the best? Or, I mean, how do you feel about people taking, like I made a joke. I was like, oh my God, you've taken 50 different trainings and every modality that I think exists almost. But do you have a favorite?
I mean, I don't know if I have a favorite, because really what I do at the end of the day is a blend of all what I've learned. Trauma is a very complex issue, and we all carry trauma. And there's many modalities out there. And very often these modalities, it's like different language, just the same words, but some modalities for some people might be better with some body work. Some people might resonate more with spirit. Some people might resonate more with sound. Some people might resonate more with energy. Some people might resonate more with a traditional coaching, psychotherapy type of work. And so for me, it's always been important to have, as many tools as I can learn, not for the sake of learning it, but it's like a toolbox. You're in front of your house and you need to fix something. You open your toolbox. If you're missing one tool that's really exactly what you need, you're not going to be able to do great work. So I'm seeing like my toolbox, So, and it's interesting to sometimes have some very, very specific little tools that you only use once a year. But it's also great to have some tools sometimes that you can use every time, because they are, more common and can be used on everyone.
Yeah, that's awesome. And now tell people a little bit more. I know you have training programs, you do healing, you have retreats, you lead groups in Peru. And tell people a little bit about like what's going on with you and where to find you and find out more about upcoming events.
Yeah, so people can go on my website, thesanctuaryheal.com. So thesanctuaryheal.com. And, we have one part which is more training and teaching, which is a school of shamanism, where we teach different things, and I have a year program with students every year that start in January. After we have the retreats formats. So I've retreat in Peru twice a year, in May and in November, usually. And then workshops, which are on the website that, varies along the year. But, we have a whole series of workshops that's planned over the winter already. That's on our schedule up there.
Yeah, that's so awesome. I mean, I've repeated this before in our interview. I love everything you're doing because I believe in this work so much. And I love that you're bringing groups down to Peru. And I even love it more that you're in upstate New York, kind of by where I am, but not really, like an hour and a half from here. And I think it's really beautiful because this work is so needed. And, like me and you both coming from the city, moving out to the country, I think it's very important that people really spend more time retreating in nature, healing in nature, getting back in touch, being able to go train with you for a year, in shamanism without having to go to Peru for a whole year, or having to go, live with a shaman, for 2 years or something.
Yes, and my class, one of the program we have is completely online. So I designed it on purpose so people could take the class. I mean, this past year, I had people from UK, Australia, Asia, that were in this program, because I realized not everybody can travel and not everybody can afford even, traveling.
I think that's so good.
To make something that was easy for people to go into deep understanding and deep learning and see what's there for them, Not everybody's going to be a shamanic practitioner, but those practices are very ancient wisdom and they serve all of us, whatever our path is. So they are, nature wisdom based, and they have been around for such a long time that we know they work.
Yeah. Only like multiple thousands of years, right?
Yes. No, this is the people that we work with in Peru. They say they've been here for over 20,000 years, probably practicing ceremony. So yes, and they're still there, and they still live in balance with each other, and they live in balance with their environment. So they must be doing something good, and we have a lot to learn from them.
I know. I'm like, where I go, it's the most beautiful place on the planet with some of the best food I've ever. Well, the food I eat during the 10 days is another story, but the rest of the food is amazing. And it's also clean, and it's the most pristine place I've ever seen in my life. And I've been to 35 countries. So I hear you. And I'm really glad you make this work so accessible for everybody. This is the blessing of technology that me and you can talk right now. You can share your work. You can reach people all over the world, and you get to go Ibiza, Peru, and still run a business and still help people. And this is why I made this series that you're part of, and this is why you're a part of it. And I thank you so much for being here, Guillaume.
Thank you so much for having
Thank
me.
you. Oh my gosh, I will send you many, many blessings in the jungle. Do you go? I forgot, your jungle or mountain? You go to mountain, right?
Yeah, mountain. Yeah, mountain. I love the jungle, but now I'm more a mountain guy, I guess. I love the jungle, but not as often.
Good for the oxygen in your blood, right? Well, I'll be sending you many, many blessings. And everybody, you can catch Guillaume's interview on the True Path Entrepreneur. It's going on right now. We have a whole nother week and a half going, I think. Yeah, about a week and a half. And be sure not to miss. And we'll put the link up in this interview. Thanks so much, Guillaume, and safe and blessed journeys for you.
Thank you so much, Beth. Have a beautiful rest of the day. Bye, everyone.
Thank you. Bye, everybody. Thanks.